None of that matters. Let me tell you why. If you try to touch me, I'm gonna move. If you got gloves on, I'm gonna move. If you got bare knuckles, I'm gonna move. If you got a knife, I'm gonna move. I don't change my mentality. I don't want you to touch me. What you think I'm gonna be when you got gloves on? I'm gonna be even more confident that you can't hurt me. And I'm gonna move even faster and be even more sure of myself. So coming from bare knuckle going to boxing, it's like cheating.
If I fought this dude, it's not cheating because his skill level is this high.
Who?
Is there anyone?
For me?
Yeah. It could be Tyson Fury, it could be, you know what I mean?
Gloves on without them?
With gloves on.
No. I busted
nobody like a Mayweather, nobody.
Mayweather's so small. He weigh about what my daughter weigh. My daughter about 155. Mayweather 155.
Yeah.
I'm 230.
Yeah,
I'm like Michael Myers, like, you know what I mean? Like we're different animals, you know what I mean?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T-Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today we're going to talk about the Bare-knuckle Fighting Championship and some statements made by their champion in a recent interview on Matt Hoffa's In My Expert Opinion. Now, you've already seen the clip at the beginning of this video, so to get right into it, Lorenzo basically had to sit down with these guys, and they do a lot of interviews with influencers, hip-hop artists, major movers and shakers, so it was nice to see an athlete actually get on there that wasn't already kind of like retired or something like that. Anyway, the active champion in the heavyweight division of BKFC, Bare-knuckle Fighting Championship, sat down and they were asking him questions in the clip that I saw, and he was talking about the difference between being a boxer and being the bare-knuckle fighting champion. And they kind of framed the question around, do you think you would fare well or would you struggle with boxers? And he was very clear in stating, you know, bare-knuckle came from, boxing came from bare-knuckle. So he's doing what's harder because it requires some more skill and the execution of the work. For example, when you're throwing punches and blocking and things like that, you have to account for the fact that you could probably break your hand at any given time. Whereas with boxing, because you have padded gloves, you have the opportunity to avoid injury. Now, what he explained also is that because he's used to using his hands, his punches are sharper because they have to be very precise. Whereas with boxing, you can win shots and you could just use a different skill set that doesn't really get it done in BKFC. So when I started to think about what he was saying, I tended to agree a little bit with what he's saying, because when you talk about punching, if you're hitting a heavy bag, specifically a heavy bag, or if you're in sparring, there are injuries that can happen if you just throw the wrong punch or you throw a punch improperly. You know, if you're executing at the wrong type of angle or the wrong velocity, you could break your hand and then there goes the fight. Whereas in bare knuckle, that risk is heightened on every punch you throw to the different parts of the body, bone on bone, stuff like that. So you need to be more precise. You have to know when to take some heat off. You need to know which angle you're throwing from to be most effective. And then you have to understand that you're making direct contact with a hard surface, which is something he explained briefly in the video as well. Then they asked him about different fighters who would maybe give him a hard time. And honestly, the only fighter that he even credited was Floyd Mayweather. And he talked about his reaction time and his elusiveness. He didn't necessarily talk about his ability to throw punches and things like that. He also made it very clear that they're in different weight classes. So in his own way, he squashed the possibility of them even trying to say that he and Floyd Mayweather should fight. He said he's approximately between 210, 230 pounds. Floyd Mayweather's 155 pounds. There's no way these guys are going to get into a fight, period, point blank. So once he squashed that, he went on to explain that Floyd Mayweather is one of the most elite athletes he's ever seen because of his agility and quickness, his reaction and reflexes, which made him very hard to hit. And then he talked about his own reaction and reflexes. Now, he didn't compare the two to say he's more elusive than Floyd or anything like that. He was very clear in stating that they're just in different weight classes. And, you know, long story short, if they had to fight, he's going to beat Floyd up just because he's a bigger man and he's also a well-trained boxer. He talks about having fought for a long time. And I thought that it was just an interesting dynamic that he threw out there, basically stating his skill set, in his words, are more developed than that of a boxer who uses gloves to protect their hands, because he has to be more precise, be more strategic with his punches. So you guys have seen the clip. We'd love to get your thoughts, and maybe I'm going to leave a link in the description to the interview itself. It's a 9-minute clip. And you can come back and tell me what you think about what he had to say about boxing versus bare-knuckle. This has been T-Word for the Mic Check Podcast. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to donate to the Cash App if you're interested. It's going to be $THAMICCHECK 12. That's the Mic Check 12. Go ahead and hit us up and support the channel. Until the next time, we're out. Peace.